According to an article published by Nursing Link in 2018, there are 10 top qualities a good nurse must have. 1. Communication skills. Solid communication skills are a basic foundation for any career, but for nurses, it's one of the most important aspects of the job. A great nurse has excellent communication skills, especially when it comes to speaking and listening. 2. Emotional stability. Nursing is a stressful job where the traumatic situations are common. The ability to accept suffering and death without letting it get personal is crucial. 3. Empathy. Great nurses have empathy for the pain and suffering of patients. They are able to feel compassion and provide comfort, but be prepared for the occasional bout of compassion fatigue. It happens to the greatest of nurses. 4. Flexibility. Being flexible and rolling with the punches is a staple of any career, but it's especially important for nurses. A great nurse is flexible with regards to working hours and responsibilities. Nurses, like doctors, are often required to work long periods of overtime, late or overnight shifts, and weekends. 5. Attention to detail. A great nurse pays attention to detail and is careful not to skip steps or make any errors. From reading a patient's chart correctly to remember the nuances of a delicate case, there is nothing that should be left to chance in nursing. When a simple mistake can spell tragedy for another's life, attention to detail can literally be the difference between life and death. 6. Interpersonal skills. Nurses are the link between doctors and patients. A great nurse has excellent interpersonal skills and works well in a variety of situations with different people. They work well with other nurses, doctors, and other members of the staff. 7. Physical endurance. Frequently, physical tasks like standing for long periods of time and lifting heavy objects are staples of nursing life. 8. Problem-solving skills. A great nurse can think quickly and address problems as or before they arise. 9. Quick response. Nurses need to be ready to respond quickly to emergencies and other situations that arise. Quite often, healthcare work is simply the response to sudden incidences, and nurses must always be prepared for the unexpected. The last one is number 10, respect. Great nurses respect peoples and rules. They remain impartial at all times and are mindful of confidentiality requirements in different cultures and traditions. Above all, they respect the wishes of the patients, him or herself. Great nurses respect the hospital staff and each other, understanding that the patient comes first, and nurses who respect others are highly respected in return. Finally, as communicators, nurses can make sure patients know what's going on, but dealing with patients day in and day out isn't easy. Nurses must remain calm and collected even in the face of tragedy. They empathize with other patients without letting it get personal and interfere with doing their job. A nurse day is often crazy, requiring flexibility, patience, and physical endurance. A situation can change quickly, requiring a nurse to be quick on her feet, ready to assess the situation and respond. But no matter how intense it gets, a great nurse pays attention to the patient from the big issues to the little details. Great nurses who exhibit all of these qualities have respect and are admired.
Problem solving is the process of working through details of a problem to reach a solution. Problem solving may include mathematical or systematic operation and can be a gag of an individual critical thinking skills. Nurses make clinical decisions using two different approaches. The first is the rationalist approach, which involves an analysis of a situation so that subsequent actions are rational, logical, and based on knowledge and judgment. The second approach is based on a phenomenological perspective, where a fluid, flexible, and dynamic approach to decision making is required, such as when dealing with a acutely ill patient. Once I had a problem with a patient who didn't want to apply a medicine because I wasn't a student, and by that, he supposed that I know nothing. So the solution I took was talking to the nurse the problem, so she come with me at the room of the patient. And she explained to the patient that yes, I was a student, but not for that I was knowing nothing. So she asked in front of the patient for what was the medicament. In that way, the patient saw that I already know and let me put the medicine.
Interpersonal skills. Nursing can be a very stressful career, and it takes a solid collection of interpersonal skills to handle the tasks of dealing with patients, their family and friends, and other medical personnel. The first of the interpersonal skills is listening. An important communication skill is the greatest skill a nurse can have, as the ability is needed to listen to what a patient or their family is saying. A nurse with a good listening skills will be able to pick up on the cues spoke by the patient or family member and determine the needs of the patient that will help lead to an accurate diagnosis. The second one is a communication skill. Both verbal and written is paramount when it comes to taking in information and passing it along to the necessary parties. The nurse is the person who reports the information to the doctor, and the accuracy is necessary to determine immediate action and follow-up care. The third is the patience. Patience is a necessary skill for a nurse to possess for several different reasons. A nurse will be tested when a family member may be demanding information. Then is the personal stress management. It's necessary to cope with emergencies and human suffering. It is essential when dealing with situations that are dire, and no matter what is done to ease suffering and improve health, there is nothing that can be done to prevent the inevitable. Then the final is a sense of humor. It's a must when working in this nursing industry. It is the one outlet to relieve tension and stress that is a part of being a nurse, and humor serves as a vehicle to get over a speed bump disguised as a tragedy. Interpersonal skills are just as important as knowledge and the application of technical skills in any given medical situation. Good interpersonal skills can lead to less litigation, creating a friendly environment for patients and staff, increased productivity of the staff, effective time management, improvement in the patient care, development of good reputation for the institute or hospital, and high quality of training for employees and trains.